Hi, it's Mark and Zach. Today we're here to talk about the Pasquini K2 grinder. This grinder is really recommended for anybody that wants to craft a fine espresso. It's suitable for home users, prosumers, and even light commercial. It's just a really nice grinder, and we're going to talk a lot about it today. We'll start off with the size of the grinder. It's about 15.5 inches tall. It's about 5 inches wide. And then also, it's about 6.5 inches deep to the front here, and then we can add on. So it's about a foot by the time you put this nice little grind catcher tray in front of it. Some of the specifics on the grinder: it weighs about 13 pounds. It runs at about 1200 RPMs, and it has a 1/3 horsepower direct drive motor in it. The nice thing about that is the low RPMs are very important. It keeps your coffee nice and cool. It's something that's a feature that's usually found on some more expensive grinders. And then it also has on top here a 10-ounce hopper, and it has 50mm burrs, and we'll show you that in just a minute. I'm going to show you how to turn it on and off, which of course is very important. There's a switch here. Some people call these idiot lights. Anyway, so you can turn it off, and you can turn it on, and then the light comes on.
Alright, this grinder is a step grinder, so you'll notice there is numbers up here. Those numbers really don't mean anything, but it's just a reference point, so you can go anywhere between, up here you'll see it's 1, and you can even go to 1.5 to 6, and you play around with it till you find your exact setting that you prefer. So the
other nice thing is too is you can take it to absolute 0, which means you can get the burrs touching, so then you can go ahead and calibrate on up from there.
Okay, so when you want to start grinding, you'll notice that the button is on, it's not grinding anything, so you'll see there's
We'll turn it a little bit so you can you see that? Alright, there we go.
Alright, here's the bar. The actual switch that turns the grinder on is this right here. And so when you put your portafilter in, it's going to hit the bar and
turn it again, sorry.
Thus grind your beans.
Oh. Well, what happened there is we got adjusted a little bit. You made it. Yeah. We found the absolute 0, so go ahead.
There you have your
So as you can see, it does a nice job with the grinds. Everything comes out there. It's not a big clumper. It's not very staticky. And it's real easy to use. This grinder is a good value, I think. And compared to some of the other grinders, for instance, the Moser runs at about 1600 RPMs. The Rocky runs at 725 RPMs. The only difference is the Moser does have a little bit bigger burrs, so 54mm. Of course, the Rocky does have 50mm burrs in it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how easy this is to clean, so you can use a product we've featured many times before, which is grinds. Of course, you can run that through here. Or what you want to do is, if you want to clean this, you're going to pull the hopper off, which is very easy to do.
Make sure, though, when you do that, it's not full, because there is no stop on this.
No, as you can see, there is no stop, so you can make a big mess. If you just pull that off, you'll have beans everywhere, which we may have done here before. And I'm just going to show you. It's very easy. You're just going to unscrew this here. I thought I had set this so it wouldn't take as long. Anyways, there we go, and there you can see the 50mm burrs. And inside here, there's a couple things I want to show you. Number one, you got a lot of space in there, so it's very easy to clean. You can get in there easily with a brush or something like that. And the other important thing is this piece here. This will come out. Now, there is a spring in there, and you don't want to, for some reason, for instance, if you wanted to turn it upside down for some reason, you don't want to lose that spring. So I'm going to put my finger over there just to protect that. And what I do want to show you is there is a rather large opening right in there, and that's where the beans come out. The nice feature of having a larger opening is it doesn't give you as much static, and also it reduces your clumpiness in your grinds. Okay? Now, we'll compare that to the Rocky, which again is a direct drive motor, and there you can see it's a much smaller opening, as Zach shows you. It's a much smaller opening for the beans to come out. So again, you can get a little more clumpiness in there and perhaps a little bit more static. And also you can see in there, we'll hold that up again, that there isn't nearly as much room in there to make it easier to clean. And then as you can see, this is brass in here as well, which is really kind of nice. And then you just can put it back together, which is very easy to do. We won't spend any time showing you that. One thing about the grinder, and I think anybody, like the one great thing about our website is you can go on and read reviews from people that have actually purchased the product. So I would think anybody that's interested in purchasing the grinder, hopefully we gave you some compelling reasons to at least consider it. Some of our users said during the review that it was well built, it was quiet, there wasn't a lot of static, it wasn't messy.
And one big thing they said is that, you know, if they're doing espresso or drip coffee, this thing allows them to go from both without any problems, you know. So it's really easy to adjust and allows you to get a ton of different grind settings.
Yeah, they said that they found it, and that's one feature that's nice because not everybody wants to buy two different grinders, so it's very easy to go between your drip coffee and your espresso grind. And the other thing they said too was that it held its adjustment very well, and they felt very comfortable when they dialed it in that it was going to stay there. So overall, it's a nice grinder, it's well designed, as you can tell, it's very easy to use, it's got a lot of great features. And overall, it's certainly well worth looking at. Whether you're looking at a Rocky or a Mazda, I think you should actually consider the Pasquini K2 grinder. That's really all we have to say.